What if I told you that Kylie Jenner built a huge cosmetic business without the best makeup, but still became the youngest billionaire on the planet? And that you can use her exact strategies to blow up your beauty business, even if you don't have millions of followers. Well, I also don't have millions of followers either, but I scaled a permanent makeup business to 6 figures while we were closed for nearly a year in COVID. And again with our permanent jewelry business when we went from 0 to 6 figures in only 6 months. And I teach beauty professionals like you to do exactly the same. So in this video, we're going to see how Kylie Jenner became a beauty billionaire. Actually, that was downgraded to 900 million. And how you can steal her secrets to grow your business to 6 figures fast. Well, I've taught beauty professionals for 15 years and I can tell straight away who's going to be successful and who isn't. And it isn't the ones with the best products or best skills. It's the ones who act like Kylie. So let's break down her success into actionable steps for you to follow. So Kylie Jenner became the world's youngest billionaire, almost, with her cosmetic range that sold out instantly. So how did she do it? Well, she sold out because people already knew her, they already liked her, and they already trusted her through her insanely strong brand and crazily powerful marketing in her social media. So how can you do the same? First off, think of some beauty brands or people that you recognize. Why do you? One of the biggest mistakes I see that's rife in the permanent makeup, beauty, and permanent jewelry world is that they all look the same. And when everything looks the same, then the only thing to differentiate you is the price. So if you want people to want you, then you need to stand out from the crowd with your branding. Now, branding isn't what you think. It's not about the colors and font that you use. Well, it is, well, that's a tiny part of it, but it's about the associations people have when they think of your business. So let's think of some of the associations people have with Kylie and her wider family. Wealth, success, Los Angeles, glamour, luxury. Kylie is a trendsetter, and so when people buy her products, they feel associated with that lifestyle. So how can you create a strong brand that makes people bang on your doors to get an appointment with you? You build a brand that stands out, has a clear message and strong associations, and runs through everything that you do to attract your ideal client. Now, attracting your ideal client is such a big and important section that I'm going to make an entire separate video on it. I'm going to go into more depth, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. But for now, I want you to think of your ideal client being your favorite client. The one whose name that you're always happy to see in your schedule, the one that you gel with. She never cancels, she's always on time, she tells her friends all about you, and she leaves you a massive tip. So how do we attract her and hundreds more like her? So the first thing we want to think about is your brand messaging. What is the narrative that runs through what you do? So for example, at Eternal Bond, we help beauty professionals hit 10K months and gain financial freedom with our programs. We are women supporting women. And we don't just train women, we're building a community of successful women, and that message runs through everything we do. So the training, the product service, everything. And our ideal student values that and wants to be a part of it. So what is your brand message? Do you make ethically sourced sustainable jewelry from natural products? Do you create natural brows for mature women to give them back the confidence? Are you a luxury high-end beauty salon that focuses on exclusivity? Once you decide on your messaging and the values of your company, this can start influencing your colors and your fonts to attract your ideal client. And the more recognizable you are, the better. Take a look at these. Do you know who these brands are? So they're clear, recognizable brands. And also take a look at these. This is when I went to tag a business into an Instagram story the other day and I started typing the name in. And then all these similar businesses came up and they all look the same. And if you all look the same and your content is the same and you're selling the same thing, then the only thing to differentiate you from your competitors is your price, and you are going to get price shocked. Now, Kylie doesn't get price shocked. So get your brand message, values and appearance in order, and then we move on to getting your name out there. So Kylie became a billionaire, nearly, with her brand, and it was built with no paid ads, just social media. And you can steal these moves too, because most beauty professionals that I work with don't have thousands of pounds to spend on testing ads. So how can you make your social media blow up and sell your services? And trust me, most people get this so wrong. So let me ask you a question. Would you rather have 100,000 views on a post or 100 customers from a post? And if you say the first one, then you're a terrible business person. There are literally thousands of viral content makers out there who are broke AF. To be successful and booked out, you need to stop focusing on vanity metrics such as followers and views and start focusing on content that actually sells your product or service. So go back and think about what problem your product or service solves, who your ideal client is, and talk about how your product solves that problem, and say it directly to that person a lot, like all the time, like until you're sick of doing it, like properly sick of doing it. Because here is the biggest problem with you and getting your name out there. You underestimate how much of it you have to do and for how long. You will be sick of talking about what you do before most of your audience have even caught on that you're doing it. When it comes to posting on social media, there are 3 big mistakes that you're making. So let's tackle them. Posting one post isn't going to get you sales. Think of Kylie. She posted for years and years before the sales came in. We had a student complaining recently that no one was buying her permanent jewellery, and when we looked at her Instagram, she posted twice. The hard truth is that you're just not doing enough. None of us are really. If people need to see your content 7 times before they consider making a decision to buy from you, which is what experts say, then more output means you'll get sales quicker. Double your output, double your engagement, double your sales. You simply need to post more. It really is all about volume. The next mistake. Social media isn't a sprint, it's a marathon, and the longer and more consistently you post, then the more your results will compound. Most people just quit too early or burn out. Kylie will have an entire content writing team and marketing board. So how can you do it without that? So ways to avoid this are by having structured content plans, batch writing and creating your content. So for example, these words are written by me before work every day, usually from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. I'll normally finish 4 scripts and then set up 1 filming day and film them all back to back. The third mistake is that people are literally throwing hours and hours of content away. So let's look at a YouTube video that I make. The content can then be re-edited and repurposed into short form content too for YouTube, Instagram and TikTok. The scripts can be chopped up into captions, Twitter posts, YouTube community posts, LinkedIn posts, weekly emails for my list and blogs for our website. One script for YouTube will allow me to be consistent on multiple platforms from only 1 writing session. And if you're thinking that I probably use AI for this, then I only use it to repurpose and for research in the first place. I write everything myself. Authenticity sells. So in a world of AI generated words, real human ones do stand out. Posting for the long haul is going to make sure you win. And if you're not a gold zillionaire like Kylie and can't afford a writing team, then learning to write and writing consistently every day is the biggest skill you can learn to propel your business forward with social media. But that's a lot of effort to go to if it doesn't work. Well, yes, if you posted irrelevant things for your audience, you aren't going to sell anything. So how do you know if you're posting the right things? Well, this gets me onto my favourite subject. All the info that you need to see if what you're posting is right is here in these little sections. To make accurate strategic decisions about marketing, we need facts, not feelings, and nothing is more factual than data. To see if your content is working, you need to look at multiple pieces of information. The first one is the one that we think is the most important, but it's also problematic if you go solely off this. So the more views a piece of content gets, then yes, the more eyes on your business. The more the platform's algorithm feels that people are engaging with the content, the more viewers it will push it to. Then the more your audience for your business grows. Well, great. Yeah, but only if those people are the people who are likely to buy your product. Let me explain. A good friend of mine in permanent makeup made a post about a PMU machine that went completely viral, blowing up her account. The problem though was that the slightly naughty sexual nature of the post brought mostly men to her page, and her ideal client is a woman. So she had a load of eyes on her business who would never buy from her. So don't fall into the views trap. They are an important metric to look at growth, but we also want to look at likes, comments, what kind of audience it's bringing in, and how many people take the call to action and move further along towards a sale. Don't post for your ego, post for results. Look at the trends of what kind of content is getting more sales and then double down on producing more of that kind of content. Measuring your data and reacting to it will make the journey to growth so much quicker. But that still seems like a long thing, doesn't it? So are there any other of Kylie's marketing tactics that you can steal to blow up your business faster? Yep, she's the master of 2 strategies that get people to pull their wallets out quicker than you can say, has she had lip filler? The first thing that Kylie excels at is getting people to feel like they have to act quickly or they will miss out. But how does she do that? Well, FOMO with Kylie is real and humans hate missing out. This taps into our hunter brains where we were competed for limited resources. So you put a limit on the amount something is available, then it immediately becomes scarcer and more valuable in our brains and we feel compelled to act. She made all her product launches limited editions. So if you didn't act quickly, you'd miss out on that particular collection. I also do this in my permanent makeup business. I'm so busy with multiple businesses. You can still see me for brows, but I only release a handful of appointments and they're only available a few days a month. And once they're gone, they're gone. So how many people do you think argue over my prices or don't show up? None. Those appointments are gold dust. Fear of missing out is a powerful tool to be able to leverage, and it also leads to the next tactic that Kylie uses so well. Once you have a limited resource and people have to compete to get it, then that brings another powerful feeling. Think of the most desirable products like Lamborghinis and Birkin bags. They're desirable because not everyone can have them. They become exclusive. And exclusivity doesn't just have to come from a product having a higher price, although that does certainly help, but scarcity also helps too. So if something is limited and of higher value, then having access to it makes you feel exclusive, and making your clients feel like this will make your products and services much more sought after. And it's a powerful marketing tool that Kylie has leveraged to $1 billion. 900 million, but you know, it's still good. The thing is, you'll struggle to make your product or service feel exclusive if it isn't actually any good. Marketing will only get you so far. Your product has to be seen as high quality. So to make your product or service the best it can be to sell out every time, you need to watch this video here. So off you pop.